Alright, here we are for round 2, and our opponent's deciding if he wants to mulligan or not, but we are definitely going to keep our hand. We have turn 1 Delver into Spell Pierce Curdape. We could again lead with Curdape, but I think we might want to leave up Spell Pierce and actually lead. It depends what our opponent's first turn is, because for sequencing purposes we might want to go Curdape into Bolt. So if we're going to want to use Bolt or Pierce, it depends on which one we lead with, since we have a Trop. And we're going to have to need this to cast these cards, and this land to cast these cards. And if you turn ones us, we're dead. Some of the best flavor text you'll ever see. Alright, our opponent is definitely taking a while. It took a while to keep, and now doesn't know what he wants to do in turn 1. So I feel like it's more than just land go. Maybe he's just double queuing. Alright, Bayou. That's an interesting turn 1 play. Target player discards a card. Huh. He made himself discard. We're gonna hold up Spell Pierce. I can see why that turn took a minute. I guess we have to hope that he can't do something on this turn, and our Ponder finds us something good. So we did that because we want him not to go for it, but now he's fully committed. Yep. Oh, maybe we should have led with this. That way we could have drawn a red source and double bolted them. Yeah. Not going to show him our hand. Don't give him any information. So Fluster Storms in, Pyroblasts out. We're going to want our cages. I guess he has Animate Dead, so this somewhat works. We want our click. This is just bad. People could bring that in to like name Gristlebrand, but he can just hit us a bunch with it. And we'll take out... Nope, not a crit 8. Take out 2 bolts. Don't think I want any of this other stuff. I mean, maybe a Sylvan is better. No, Sylvan seems too slow for the matchup. It seems about right. I'd rather just have a bolt or 2 just to maybe like get him in the turn before. Help with our treasure cruises. Seems better than all of this garbage. Alright, submit. Alright, well, being on the play should help in this matchup a lot. I mean, we didn't have a good anti-combo hand, but our hand was fine. I mean, I would never mulligan that. Or at least I don't think you're supposed to. I did last weekend at the Open mulligan a turn 1 Gristlebrand on the draw, because my opponent was playing Belcher, and then still lost the game due to... I had a force, but... the game his turn 1 ended up at him having 1 card in hand and him desperate ritualing onto a desperate ritual, or whichever one has the fuse, whatever it's called. And so he's going to get 6 mana out of it, and then he could get up to 7. So no matter what, he's going to be able to cast Empty if it resolves. And if I don't have a force, his Belcher is turn 1 lethal. So I countered, left him with the ritual, and his card was Belcher, and then I just like bricked off on my other ponder and just like drew nothing. I was closer to casting a Gristlebrand than comboing off. Well, not really. I was 1 Lotus Petal short. And then he finally was able to find enough rituals to get it into play and then kill me. But that was a pretty frustrating loss. So I did mulligan one of the most powerful hands though. I think we can keep this. It's weird though, because I want to go get Taiga, but then we don't have days. I think I want both these live. Maybe this is a mulligan. Huh. It's not really an operable hand. It doesn't do anything that's that powerful. Like... And without drawing a land, I can't do anything, and I don't really want to draw more lands. How the hand is designed. On turn 1, it's like, I can go Taiga and just pitch this and hope to draw a blue card, but why am I hoping to draw a blue card with a green-red land in play? Weird hand. If one of these was a Delver, I think this is an easier keep. I can go get that because I can force, double force for sure. While getting 2 Critips into play. Alright. We're just going to keep and just go get a Volcanic. If we draw a land, great. If we draw blue cards, great. If we draw another Curt well, that sucks. Or Tarmogoyf. I think that gives us the best chance to success. We just don't want to draw another Volcanic. So he's just going to do the turn 1 discard. At least we draw a blue card. But we're not putting any kind of clock on him. So he's just going to discard again. 2 Gristlebrand's in the yard. Well, I think our extra critic's not going to do anything, whereas a Spell Pierce could. This gives us 3 ways to protect and still hold on to something. What? Number 3. Ah, darn. Alright, well, we're not going to cast that. Or should are we? Well, we're not going to cast it now. We should have, maybe. We'll end up turn it, though. I feel like his hand might be powerful. I don't even know. I do not know what's going to happen this turn. Spell Pierce that. Now I don't have to worry about holding it up. And we still have Daze and Brainstorm. Or Daze and Force of Will alive. Ponder's a little bit better at finding lands than Brainstorm. So we'll shuffle. Still didn't hit it. You know, I think with this hand, no, I want to keep both forces. Also want to find a trop. Alright, fine, I'll let him take 2 damage. 2 damage is a lot different than a duress. Now, if we find a green source this turn, we play this, have double days back up and lethal, so... Or a fetch line, we can just play Taiga, bounce this. Alright, took a Force of Will, as expected. We Brainstorm. Find our land, put that back, put that back. Grab our Taiga. And he's on a 1-turn clock through 2 pieces of disruption. You have a Lotus Petal. There's no way I'm letting that survive. If he has another land and a reanimate, he can't reanimate, so if he has another land and a Dark Ritual, then he got us. But if that's his hand, then we shouldn't have Force Willed this, but I don't think it is. I think his hand is just a lot of good cards that he can cast. Reanimate. Alright. He did. If we had more blue cards, I would try to find something better than this, but I don't think there is anything in our sideboard that's better than this. I think we just have to go into it, hope he doesn't kill us on turn 1. All right. Yeah, so the deck we're playing against, though, is like it's kind of moto popular because it doesn't run any of the blue cards, but it's not really a good deck in Legacy. It's just another one of the crazy decks. And man, we're on our, what, 6th in a row? Last week I didn't play against a Force Wheel deck, and now this is the 6th in a row where I don't play against a Force Wheel deck. This is really weird. Yeah, the last round was again against Elves. Last week we played against Elves and God knows what. I don't even remember what we played against. Just 3 crazy, weird, non-Force of Will decks. And now we went Elves into Mono Black Reanimator. So, you know, I'm kind of under a time crunch to make these videos, but like now that I realize it, we're just not getting anything of the real metagame at all. Like, I guess if I could play against Storm, then we played like 3 out of 7 real matchups, but wow. Can't find a matchup with Force of Will. And he's making some big changes to his deck. So let's see what he ends up deciding on. Alright, so we're on the draw, and we cannot keep this. It does nothing. Brainstorm, Tarmogoyf, and Crossing Grip are some of our worst cards. I guess we keep this and hope he doesn't turn 1 us. I mean, we have Brainstorms, and now we have at least a Flusterstorm to beat Reanimate on turn 2. Brainstorm can try to find us into a cage. We have a bunch of spells and a fetch land, so this Treasure Cruise might be able to go off by like turn 3 or 4. But yeah, we keep this, and if he turns 1s us, he turns 1s us. Them are the breaks. Keep. Alright, Marsh Flats. Sack. Don't cast Dark Ritual. 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 Thoughtseize, I'll take it. I don't care what he takes. I mean, taking this is kind of good for future turns, but that is better than him casting Dark Ritual. And I feel like if he had like Entomb and Reanimate, he would Entomb here, Thoughtseize, Reanimate. So if his hand was perfect, like land, Entomb, Thoughtseize, Reanimate, that's the line I would have taken, or he should have taken. And anyone that plays his deck probably knows to take that, because next turn he doesn't want to like Entomb now that I can like hold up a Spell Pierce or something. He wants the card in the graveyard. It's more important to cast get the guy in the graveyard than to try to animate it. Alright, come on, take a card, man. Any card. You have now used 7 minutes more than me. And I have people watching me, getting bored. They might have even left. They might not even be paying attention anymore. They might not even be here. They probably clicked out and are like looking at cat videos on YouTube. It's all your fault, Criseo Silva. Crissa O Silva? I'm going to go with Crissa O Silva. Crisao Silva? Crisao Silva? I don't know. How is it not my turn? Sorry for the shuffling. Whenever I get bored, I shuffle the cards around. This is just a completely weird nervous habit. Cage. Alright, well, Spell Pierce is not bad. I'll take a Spell Pierce. Takes my Flush Storm, I get a card just actually better in this matchup, because if you animate Deads, I can still counter it. Alright, well, now we'll give him another 2 minutes. So how you guys doing? Work going good? Cool. I know you're watching this at work. Just sitting there pretending like you're doing something. Your boss thinks, you know, you're a great employee, yet you're just sitting there watching it. Alright, we'll end a turn Brainstorm. Alright, well, we're not casting anything next turn. So we'll do that, draw that. Yeah, that was a sweet Brainstorm hitting a Wasteland there, but yeah, going back to what I was just previously talking about, I know a lot of you are just sitting at work right now watching this. You know, it's a beautiful Thursday afternoon, one more day before the weekend starts, thinking about what you're going to play at F&M. But you just got to get that little taste before lunch. Alright, so if our opponent does anything, in the next 10 seconds I'll be amazed and happy, but if he doesn't do anything with his turn, we're just going to draw and cast Curdape, keep the fetch land in play, hold up Spell Pierce if we need it, and then the turn after that I want to Brainstorm. I mean, now we can Brainstorm. Ooh, he drew a land. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're doing something. We're getting a spell countered. Dark Ritual, pay, reanimate. Whew. I was a little scared there. Alright, well, we can cruise if we want to, but I don't think we want to. I also don't think... I think it's just better to Brainstorm here. Like, if we hit a Cage, we just win. We didn't, but we hit a Daze. Daze is going to be good, too. So we'll put Volcanic back and Curdape. Play this. And just say go, and next turn we'll cruise. He's down to 3 cards, and we have 2 ways to protect ourselves. Tropical. Just get those 2 shuffled away, and let's go for a cruise. Alright, not going to complain about that. We now have even more protection, and his board state hasn't changed for the turn, so we still have a good amount of ways to protect ourselves from comboing. Alright, he's now up to 3 mana. Maybe Abrupt Decays. So I'd assume. So if we want this card in our hand, Mr. Rainforest revealed, no, and then we'll fetch because we don't want to draw another land. There's more red than green, so we'll get another Volcanic. Ooh, that's perfect. Go kill the Bayou. Play Cage. This card is just so good. So good at so many different things. It's really crazy how many matchups this actually comes in against in Legacy. More Lotus Petals. Cabal Therapy targeting me. I think I can let that resolve. Yeah, I can let that resolve. If he names Force, he gets Force. He knows about this, though, right? And this, maybe? I don't remember what he knows. No, he knows about none of those cards. I mean, he can probably guess Force. But at this point, like, he has to show and tell, but they don't really run that card. And he would have fetched for blue if he had that. He can Abrupt Decay this, but he has Petals. And then that just really opens him up to Daze and Spell Pierce. I was thinking of Spell Piercing just to get a bunch of his stuff, but then it just leaves me with Daze. I mean, I could Daze and hold Force, but I'll just do this. If I rip a fetch land, I get to Treasure Cruise. Yeah, name's Force of Will. Daze, would you like to reveal that card? Yes. Alright, so he's got no creature in his graveyard, just a bunch of Bayous and Marsh Flats. And we are one away from casting Cruise again, but we're not going to want to do it unless we can hold up Spell Pierce too. Like, no point in making him not have to play around needing 4 extra mana to combo in any way. Like, if something really bad happens, like, I don't even know what it would take, but, you know, if it did, it would just be our error. We will Ponder, though. I don't want these. But I do want to Cruise here, so we're just going to fetch. Alright, perfect. Not going to help us with this exact turn, but starts our clock up. We have a Brainstorm and an additional Spell Pierce. So, like, now, I mean, the game's locked up. Like, you can go back to work now. We didn't find the other removal spell. And now the question is will we kill him before he times out? Third Lotus Petal. It's now or never, buddy. Bon Jovi was correct all along. Alright. You may discard something. Sky Girls O'Brien in the yard. Abrupt Decay. You have a Chromox? He has to just be goofing off at this point. Yeah, he's just reanimating to kill himself. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Like, what is he casting? Maybe like the tendrils that the deck might play because it's like a dark ritual deck. But I don't even, I mean, I think it does. Okay, well, that's match 2. We'll see what happens in round 3 if you scroll down, you know, after you go to lunch.